Greetings, entrepreneurs. I want to welcome you to another episode of Heal and Thrive Business Hub. My name is Michelle Williams, and I give out content to help entrepreneurs build a profitable business that they love by creating systems and processes, as well as helping women to overcome traumatic situations that they've been through relationships, whether it is through romantic partners, maybe through parents, siblings, bosses, whoever that is, because we have to understand that when we have been in these type of relationships and then we're trying to grow and run our business, it can hinder and affect how we show up in that space. So today's topic, I'm going to be talking about 10 daily habits of a successful entrepreneur. So if that's something that you're interested in, please continue to watch. Whatever platform you're watching this on, please share it, comment, like, subscribe, whatever it is that you need to do to support the channel. And for those who are on the Coffee Over Conversations side of this platform, I am having iced coffee today, so it is too hot for any hot beverages. And I also have my Conversations Over Coffee journal, and there is also a mug if you want to support the channel where you can have your beverage in, and this is just to jot down your notes and to keep you on top of what it is that you choose to put in your your journal, so you can be proactive in making sure that you're adhering to those things, right? So let's get started with the first one. So the first thing that to me is very important when it comes to being successful as an entrepreneur is to get up early. Now, I want to put this in a really great perspective, because I know everybody has different lives, different schedules. So sometimes you can't wake up early because you may have children. It may be a different season in your life. You may be going through different things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically give it to you into perspective. So the first perspective I would say is, if you are maybe a single woman and you don't have any small children or any other obligations just other than yourself, then maybe waking up for you early would be a great bonus, because now it gives you time to get up. It gives you time to basically just kind of, get into your day, not rushing into the day, just taking that time to basically enjoy maybe, the sun rising, maybe getting you some tea or some cold water, or whatever that is, whatever that looks like, maybe putting on some meditation music, some soft music, and just sitting and really getting into the place where you start to get your thoughts centered, not being all over the place, not worrying about what has to be done today, just basically getting your place into a calm state. Because this is what I want to speak to you as far as really setting the day's intention. No matter what is going on, no matter what you may think that is maybe a disruption, maybe something that, you have to deal with. Maybe at the time you don't have, enough finances to deal with it. Whatever is going on, you still have to approach it in a way that is calm, in a way that you know that the situation is going to be taken care of, because you're going to make sure it may not be taken care of immediately, but you are making those strides to make sure that you are putting things in order. So when we know that we have a handle on the situation, even though it has not been resolved yet, then we can kind of, settle into that place without being anxious and overwhelmed and just stressing out the whole day, because we feel as though this matter is, of the most importance. But if you've done everything that you can do and there's nothing else that you can do, then why stress and worry about it? So really setting the day's intention. And how I do that is I journal. I basically speak, how I want my day to go. And even when I speak of how I want my day to go, I always put a buffer there, because I have to understand that life does sometimes not always go the way that we choose for it to go, right? So I would say, in case that this day doesn't go the way that I planned, maybe someone was rude to me, or maybe there was an issue, with whatever is going on, I'm not going to allow that to bring me out of a place of peace. It may kind of throw me off for a minute, where I'll be like, what was that about? But then I'm going to bring myself back into that place of peace, back into that center, because me being upset over what somebody else did or said is not bringing me it's really not bringing me any increase. If anything, it's just going to make me ruminate over, how rude this person was, how obnoxious this person was, or how dare them, or even if it was a family member or, a significant other, or a husband or wife. You have to understand that you have the power over your life. You have the power over your emotions and how you choose to respond to things that happen in your life really says a lot about you as a leader, as a business owner, and your character, and how you will address and face issues and challenges in your life. So I think that really getting up early is a great thing for those who can do so. But if you are, a woman who maybe have small children, maybe it's a different season in your life where you can't do so, and maybe the evening is better for you, then you can do the same thing. You just set the intention for that next day. So when you do have that time, you already know what it is that you need to do. You're not stressed out. You're not overwhelmed. You're not forgetting about what it is that you need to do. You can either put that note in your phone somewhere, or set reminders where it can remind you on certain tasks that need to be done immediately. So this way you're not missing out on really getting yourself in a place of getting to that place of success and thriving in your life, right? So the next part of a successful entrepreneur is exercise. Now, exercise is something that we all need to do. We may not do it to the extent of where we're really just going to the gym every day. I mean, I have a gym membership, and over the past couple of months, I haven't been because I've had some health issues that I had to attend to. So it wasn't conducive for me to go to the gym at that time because I had surgery done. So it was really about me healing. It was really about me really just getting my body back to that place of where I could function normally. So I would just do certain things that I could do, and what I couldn't do, I didn't stress about, because I know sometimes like, oh, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. But we have to really allow our bodies to really speak to us in what we can do and what we can't do. But exercise could just be going outside, walking. And I would suggest for any of you that are, in states where the weather is really, really hot now, I would suggest maybe going in, for a walk in the evening once the sun has gone down. Make sure that when you go out, you're wearing your sun protection. So this way you are protecting yourself from the sun's rays. And you want to make sure that you are staying hydrated, you're drinking enough water, you are basically getting out in nature and letting nature basically be your medicine. A lot of times just getting out, like looking at flowers, looking at trees, hearing the birds and things of that nature can bring you into a place of peace and calm. And it can even give you ideas, creative ideas. Sometimes I can just go and just, when I was, going to the park, I would sit and I would just see all these birds would just start coming around. And I'm like, what is going on? And they would be different species of birds. And it was freaking me out because I would see these red birds just coming near me. And I'm like, okay, I hope I'm not being attacked by birds. But it was just letting me see the beauty of these animals and just really appreciating, nature and what it has to offer us as, human beings, and what we can learn from nature. Like these birds, they're not stressed about anything. They're flying around. They get fed. I mean, the heavens feed them. They are just doing what they know how to do as that species. So we as humans have to understand, how do we function and how do we get ourselves to really create success in our lives. And that comes with moving our bodies, because when we move our bodies, it helps us to really recreate things in our lives that we want to experience, whether it is, a new job. Maybe we want to do something within our business, maybe bring on, collaborations. It will give us those ideas and those sparks. So hopefully that helps you. So the next thing is setting goals. Now, when we first got up in the morning or the evening, whichever, is best for you, we have to also not only just set the intention, because we're setting the intention for how we want the day to go, right? But when it comes to setting goals, now we have to understand now what is priority. Like what takes priority over this goal? Like if you know that the goal in your life is to maybe, you want to meet a certain dollar amount in your business, or you want to have this many people on your email list by, let's say, October, then now you have to set that goal in place. And once you set that goal in place, then there's subtasks that go under that goal, because this is what's going to help you to now meet that goal within the time frame that you set. So setting goals is based on priority. What is priority right now? And let me explain something else about setting goals, because this was something I struggled with many years ago, and it really taught me about underlying fears. A lot of times we know that there's something that we need to fix or something that we need to stay on top of, but because there's a fear there, because we procrastinate around certain issues and certain things, because we don't want to do it, Are we apprehensive in doing it? And we really have to understand what is the fear there, what is the apprehension when it comes to a certain task that we don't want to do in our business, or why do we wait until the last minute to do it? Because if it's just something that you don't want to do, but that you're maybe not skilled in, or something that you just feel like, it's not something that is a thing that really gets you excited, then maybe you want to hand that off to someone that can do it for you. Maybe you can ask a friend, or maybe you can bring in, a VA or somebody who can do certain tasks in your business that you feel as though that is really mundane and overwhelming to you. And even if you don't have the resources to do that, maybe you want to barter with someone that say, well, listen, you may be a graphic designer. Well, I'll create a logo for you. Can you do this for me? Because maybe they're skilled in that area where you're not. So this way it will offset what it is that you need to do. And then another thing maybe that comes with that is, because if we're dreading doing something in our business that we say that we love, then do we really love it? Because I could say, for instance, like, I love creating content, I love creating blog posts, I love even creating videos, but there's a part of maybe this process that maybe I don't love. Maybe it's the editing part. And I can't even say I don't love the editing part, because it basically shows me more how to be more creative when I edit and do certain things within my business. Now, at some point in my business, that will be an area of my business that I will probably offset or delegate to someone else, because it will free me up time to do more things as the business grows. And that's the same thing with you. So you're never really just stuck doing something all the time. You're basically really understanding what is, what parts of the business that you really love to do, but what parts of the business that you can have somebody else do. It can free up more time for you to bring, more creative ideas and products and services into that business. So with that being said, the next thing is continuous learning. Now, one thing about being an entrepreneur, especially in this digital age, we're always going to be learning. We're never going to get from the place that we stop learning, because as these platforms change, as new technology comes out, as we see now, AI is out all over the place, but it helps us to make our job a little bit more easier, right? Makes it so much more easier and quicker for us to create the content, to really get it out there in a way that, will basically speak to our target audience. So one thing that you want to continue to do is read books, listen to podcasts, do things that are, especially in the place where you feel as though you need to have more insight. And I'll give you just like a tip that I learned many years ago, because as far as getting into this business, there's parts of the business that I don't know about, right? Or maybe I'm not skilled or have what I would say a certificate in, right? Certification in. And that was in bookkeeping. Now, of course, we can add and subtract and we can do all those things. But when it comes to with certain things with keeping up on certain, especially if you carry inventory, and keeping up on certain aspects if you are doing ad spend and marketing and budgeting and all those things. So it was years ago I took a bookkeeping course, and it was really beneficial because it showed me, checks and balances. It showed me how to really have that financial literacy when it came to my business. So this way, even if I hired a bookkeeper to come in and keep the books for me, I wasn't ignorant of how to do bookkeeping. Because I think at some point in our business, even though we may not know certain aspects of our business, but I think it's really important for us to have a general knowledge of certain areas of our business. So when we do hire someone, we're not just giving everything off to them to do it, and then now we're just clueless if they, God forbid, steal from us, or they just do something that is not correct. So we need to basically have some type of knowledge so we can let them know, listen, I'm not just handing this over to you blindly and just trusting that you're going to do everything for me perfectly. I have some type of knowledge of what this entails. I'm just giving it off to you because right now don't have the time to basically do it myself. So I think that is with with things in business, especially when it comes to certain things where it's financial obligations within the business. We, as the owners and CEOs, need to stay on top of that. Now, when it comes to law and things like that, because we have not studied law, then that's a different, field, that's a different area. But we want to make sure that we do, again, have some type of knowledge of how that works, especially if we are in business, regardless of how you identified your business, whether you're a sole proprietor, LLC, S Corp, whatever that is, private owned. So you want to make sure that you are following all of the guidelines based on the entity that your business is under. So I hope that helps you. So the next one is networking. So I'm looking at my list here so I don't forget. So the next one is networking. Now, networking is something that we as entrepreneurs should always be doing, whether we're networking online or offline. When you go out to, I don't even care, the grocery store, whatever, and maybe you're reading a book, maybe you're working on your laptop, maybe you're at someplace, a coffee shop, and there's other entrepreneurs there and they're working. You never know when you may come across someone who and have a conversation, and you exchange your business, what is it, the business, I can't, I'm seeing it, but I'm drawing a blank. Your business platforms like your Instagram, Facebook, or things like that. Maybe even want to give, your business phone number, your contact information. So this way you can connect, and you never know what can come out of that. And also join networking events. Go to eventbrite.com and see what free events are in your area, even low-cost events that could be in your area around entrepreneurship. Maybe there's a free class on digital marketing, a free class on certain aspects of the business that you want to learn and know more about. And that is such a perfect way to meet more people there, to basically introduce your business. You never know who may need your products or services. And sometimes we as entrepreneurs have to step out of our comfort zone. We have to be proactive in doing that. I know social media has made us a little bit introverted because we can just come on the camera and speak and not even, some people have apprehension about even cutting on the camera and speaking on the camera. But to me, that's a little bit more safer than when you get in front of somebody, because then you're like, okay, what if this person thinks I'm totally crazy? But the whole thing of it is that everybody is there on their journey. They're looking to connect as well, because if not, they wouldn't be there. So, just step out of that comfort zone and make sure that you are making connections, because you never know who you will meet that will take your business to the next level, right? So the next one is time management. Now, this is so key, because when it comes to time management, you want to break down what are the most important tasks in your business. And as we go back to the setting goals portion of this podcast, setting goals, when you set your goals, you want to make sure those goals are, how does it go? The acronym is, and I just keep drawing a blank, and I don't even understand why right now, but it's supposed to be specific. It's supposed to be set the specific thing that you want to create, right? What is the specific goal that you want to meet? Is it a money goal? Is it how many people you want on your email list? Is it, how many subscribers you need to join your membership? So that goal is set. What is the time frame? What is the time frame that you want to set to meet that goal, right? Is it something that you can basically do it within what I'm saying, it's not so far out that you set this time frame like a year and a half. That's unrealistic. So you want to make sure it's a realistic goal. It's something that you can accomplish within, I would say, maybe 3 to 6 to 8 months, right? So this way you're staying on top of that specific goal. Because when it comes to building an audience or building your email list, there's tasks that you have to do. There's consistency that you have to do. When I was creating my blog posts, I would have to create blog posts every week. I would have to be consistent with it. I would have to put out the content. I would have to put out and create the call to actions, whether it was a 5-day free email course where it would be dripped out to their email list. So these things I would have to continually stay on top of, because at that time, the goal was to build the email list. So I knew if that's the only goal that I have right now in my mind, because I know the email list is the most inexpensive way to build your audience without really putting out ad spend, but it takes time. It takes creating campaigns. It takes creating the content for your audience, knowing what your audience needs and how to deliver that information to them and the type of medium and format you're going to deliver it to them. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are managing your time well. You don't want to sit here and do things that are busy work, but it's not productive, meaning it's not getting you to that end goal of what you've already said that you wanted to achieve. So we got to stop doing busy work. And what I mean by busy work is sometimes entrepreneurs are just posting on social media. They'll post a video, they'll post certain type of content. But the whole goal of it is, if you're building a business and you're looking for money to come back into your bank account from that business, then you have to understand, what is that piece of content supposed to do? Am I putting that content out? Is it informational? Is it educational? Is there a call to action? Like, what do I want my audience to take away from this piece of content? Do I want them to sign up for my email list? Do I want them to sign up for a workshop? Do I want them to sign up for a webinar? Like, how does that content help you reach your goal? And how do you relate that to them? So this way they know what that content is supposed to help them with. So with that being said, you always want to make sure that you're managing your time well and you're not wasting it. So this way you're not getting frustrated because you feel like, well, I'm going to put out this many posts this weekend and nothing, because the intent of that post, you don't know what the intention of that post is. You have not set that intention when it came to setting those goals as well as to managing your time. So make sure that you have that already in order. And if you go to my website, michellecraleigh.com, it's spelled MICHELE, C as in cat, RILEY.com, and you just go in the search area and search email campaigns or content creation, marketing, whatever it is. You will see so many blog posts and content that I give you there, step-by-step instruction in how to basically achieve what I'm talking about to you right now. And I believe I even do have a 5-day free email course that you can sign up for, and it's dripped out to your email over the course of 5 days. I mean, it's very extensive. You will actually know how to create a really good email campaign from that content. So if you are wanting to do that, I will link that in the description below so you can sign up if that's something that you're interested in. So the next one is self-care. We cannot forget as entrepreneurs to take care of ourselves. We're busy taking care of, our business. We're doing everything that we can do to make sure that is healthy, that we are attending to what needs to be attended to. So in that, we have to make sure that we are making sure we are okay. And that self-care comes with taking breaks, not just trying to, just go out through the day and not eating and just, running from here and there. So we're frazzled. We're all over the place. We're in all this anxiety. And we wonder why we can't get things in order, because you have to take care of you. You are the business. You are the business. So if you are the business, at some point you have to slow down and basically make sure that you're okay. Make sure that you are clear on what it is that you want, what it is that you desire to create from this business venture. So this way you can show up each day as your best self. And the next one is gratitude. And this is a big one. And every day I get up, I'm thankful for, regardless of what is going wrong. I don't care if it's something that's not going right. I'm still seeing something good out of even what may not be going well. Because if I tune my mind to what's going wrong, then I'll always see something and I'll put myself in a mood and a mindset of, oh, well, this is not working. And then I don't want to carry that energy throughout my day. So I'm going to always try to find the silver lining, even when something is going bad, even when something is not going the way that I want it to go. I'm not going to allow that to take me off a course of what it is that I desire. So when we show up and we offer gratitude, even for things that don't go out our way or as planned, we can still be grateful for the things that have gone our way, or for the things that, didn't mess up, or for the things that we do have. Always look for something to be grateful about, and you'll find you'll have more things to be grateful about. Now, last but not least is review. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs, they miss the most important part, because everything that I just explained, as far as the waking up early, the exercise, the setting the goals, the time management, the exercise, the prioritizing the list, and all of those things, all of that means nothing if we don't go back and review what we've done. And this is where it's key, because if we just keep every day or every week just putting out new content, and not to say, every day we may have a schedule to put out certain content, but what I'm talking about, at the end of that week, or maybe we go back and we review what content we've put out, what videos we put out. Is it performing well? What could I have done different? Maybe I need to change up my caption, maybe my title, maybe I need to have my keywords in my title, maybe, I need to have certain hashtags that will draw, more of my audience that may be looking at this hashtag in order to find this video. So we have to understand that just putting out content one time is not enough. We have to keep going back and reviewing it, and then we continue to fix it and correct it, so this way we can attract more people to our content without having to always recreate new content, because this is how you repurpose your already made content. You don't have to go back and create something new. Sometimes it's just a changing up of the title, changing up of the caption, the hashtags, maybe going back and maybe fixing up the colors and the fonts and things like that. You would be surprised how people are drawn to certain colors, like in Color Psychology Wheel. You'll be surprised that just changing maybe the color on your your YouTube thumbnail from, bright red to maybe like a orange or yellow, that it will attract a whole different crowd of people, and those could be your target audience, because that color has attracted them. That color is something that they gravitate to. So it's little things like that. But if we don't review it, if we don't go back and see how our content has performed, then how will we know what to change? So with that being said, just continue to make sure that you are following these tips, that you go through each day, that you are getting up, you're waking up. And what I didn't put in there, and this is just a bonus, make sure that you're eating well. Make sure that you're having some type of breakfast. It could be, maybe a granola bar, maybe yogurt, fruit, whatever that is that you want to wake up. Make sure that you're eating and putting some fuel in your body, so this way you're able to go ahead and meet the day's task. Now I'm not saying overeat, but I'm just saying put something in your system, so this way you're not hungry and trying to create content and do all these things, and you're basically running off of fumes, because you don't want to do that, because that wouldn't be beneficial, right? So again, my name is Michelle Williams. I hope that you have enjoyed these tips, and maybe if you have some of your own that you want to share, then go ahead and put it in the comments below. I welcome any of your feedback, and I'll be back again with another episode of Heal and Thrive Business Hub, because I have some new things coming out, some new podcasts coming out, and I have something coming in the new year, 2025, and I don't want to give it away right now, but I'm working on something, and you'll find out soon what it is. So have a great day, and continue to follow me for more as we heal and thrive to grow a profitable business that we love. Have a great day.